in Basel, Switzerland. The year 1474. A city alive with merchants and monks, craftsmen and crusaders, its streets echoing with the clang of hammers and the chanting of prayers. But on one strange summer morning, a single sound brought everything to a halt. Not the clash of swords, not the cry of war, but the crow of a rooster that carried within it a terrible omen. For in that moment, when townsfolk stumbled upon an egg, yes, an egg, lying beneath the feathers of a male bird, terror spread like wildfire. It was not merely unusual, it was unnatural. And in the minds of 15th century men and women, the unnatural was not to be studied, but destroyed. Whispers slithered through Basel's cobblestone alleys. "The devil walks among us," they said. "The rooster has laid an egg, and inside, a monster stirs. The basilisk, half serpent, half cock, a creature so vile it could kill with a single glance." And so, panic gave birth to justice, or what they called justice. That summer, a trial was held. Not for a heretic, not for a witch, but for a simple rooster. And before thousands of watchful eyes, the flames of fear consumed more than feathers. They consumed compassion. They consumed reason. They consumed humanity itself. Tonight, we reopen the forgotten courtroom of the damned, and we ask, how could a city burn an innocent creature alive for the crime of being different? This is the tale of the Rooster of Basel.
Basel in the 15th century, a city that straddled two worlds, the old and the new. Its stone walls guarded a thriving marketplace, where bakers sold fresh loaves, blacksmiths hammered steel, and traders from distant lands filled the air with strange tongues. But beneath this bustle of life lay fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of heresy, fear of anything that defied the rigid order of God's creation. For this was an age where faith was law. The church held not only the soul of man, but the destiny of animals. Every beast, every bird, every creeping creature was believed to play its part in the divine hierarchy. The dog, loyal and obedient. The horse, noble and strong. Even the rooster, bold herald of the dawn, crowing each morning to chase away the darkness. Yet, what if one of God's creatures strayed from its path? What if it betrayed its place in the order of things? In Basel, the answer was not curiosity, but condemnation. Strange events were seen not as mysteries, but as threats. And those threats were answered in court. Yes, courtrooms where not only men, but animals were dragged before judges. Swine, goats, dogs, horses, and, on that fateful day, a single rooster. The law of man, applied to the beasts of the field. And so, in the summer of 1474, when whispers arose that a rooster had done the unthinkable, the people of Basel did not laugh. They did not wonder. They prepared for trial. For if a cock could lay an egg, then surely the devil himself had entered their city. It began in silence. A quiet corner of Basel, where a farmer tended his coop. Roosters strutted proudly. Hens pecked the dirt. Nothing unusual. And then, there it was, an egg. Small, fragile, gleaming in the straw. But here lay the unholy truth. The egg was not beneath a hen. It was beneath a rooster. To us, centuries later, it might sound like a curious accident, a biological anomaly. But to the people of 1474, it was a sign of apocalypse. A rooster, the very symbol of masculine vigor, had betrayed its nature. And from that betrayal, they believed the devil would be born. They feared the basilisk, a monster said to hatch from the egg of a rooster, when brooded by a serpent or a toad. A creature half serpent, half cock, whose eyes could kill, whose breath could poison, whose very presence spelled death. And now, in their eyes, Basel was one step away from birthing a monster. The farmer reported his discovery to the authorities. Soon word spread from alley to marketplace, from tavern to churchyard. A crowd gathered, staring at the bird with terror and awe. Some crossed themselves, muttering prayers. Others demanded fire, demanded death. For in that fragile shell, they did not see a yolk. They saw the devil's seed. And so the rooster was seized, not as a farm animal, not as a mistake of nature, but as a criminal. The courtroom of Basel, 1474. Inside the chamber, the air was thick with incense and dread. Judges in heavy robes, priests clutching crucifixes, scribes with quills poised. All gathered, not for a man, not for a woman, but for a rooster. Imagine it, the wooden benches filled with townsfolk, their faces pale and fearful. Children clung to their mothers' skirts. Merchants paused their trade to watch. And in the center, upon a rough wooden table, stood the accused, feathers ruffled, eyes darting. Unaware of the doom that hung over him, the charge was read aloud. This creature, having laid an egg, is guilty of witchcraft, of sorcery, and of serving Satan himself. Not theft, not murder, but sorcery, laid in straw. The prosecution wasted no words. They called upon the ancient terror of the basilisk, warning that from this very egg, a serpent of death would soon crawl forth. They spoke of God's order, of male and female, of hen and cock, and how this bird had broken the very laws of creation. And in the minds of the people, this was not an accident. This was rebellion against heaven itself. The defense? There was none. No one spoke for the rooster. No one dared to challenge the tide of fear. In that court, reason itself had no advocate. The bird stood alone. And so the verdict was inevitable. Guilty. Guilty of a crime no creature could possibly commit. Guilty not because of what it had done, but because of what men feared it might become. Sentence was pronounced. The rooster was to be burned alive at the stake, a punishment reserved for witches, heretics, and now an innocent bird. In that moment, the people of Basel believed they were delivering justice, but what they truly delivered was cruelty, wrapped in fear. On that day, the people of Basel gathered in the square. Merchants left their stalls. Children were hoisted onto shoulders. The bells of the church tolled, not for a sinner's soul, but for a rooster. The bird was brought forth, shackled as though it were a thief, a murderer, a traitor. Its feathers trembled in the summer air, eyes darting with confusion. It did not know why the crowd stared. It did not understand the fire being stacked before it. The judges called for silence. A priest raised his hand and declared, "This creature has served the devil, and by fire it shall be purged." And the crowd, God-fearing, trembling, roared in approval. Torches were brought forward. The flames licked the wood, creeping higher, brighter, hungrier. And there, tied to the stake, a living creature awaited its fate. Not a sorcerer, not a demon, but a rooster who had laid an egg. As the fire consumed it, some crossed themselves in relief. Some cheered. Others turned away, unable to watch. The smell of burning feathers filled the air, mingling with smoke and ash. The crowd believed they had banished evil from their midst. But what they had truly done was destroy innocence, blinded by fear. In that square, humanity stood revealed, not in mercy, but in cruelty, not in wisdom, but in superstition. And as the flames died down, Basel returned to its routines, as though nothing had happened. But the ashes whispered a different truth, that an innocent life had been taken, not by Satan, but by the hands of men. The fire burned out. The crowd dispersed, and the square of Basel fell silent once more. But in the silence, the question remained: what had truly been destroyed? Was it a creature of darkness, or was it the innocence of an animal, condemned for a crime it could never commit? The rooster of Basel did not know of sorcery, or sin, or the devil's schemes. It only knew the earth beneath its claws, the sky above its feathers, and the warmth of the sun. And yet, it was cast as a monster, because humans saw in it what they feared in themselves. History remembers this trial as absurd. We laugh at the superstition. We shake our heads at the ignorance of the Middle Ages. But tell me, are we truly so different? Do we not still destroy what we fear? Do we not still punish the innocent? Animals caged, beaten, slaughtered, for the sake of our comfort, our profit, our power. The rooster of Basel was burned because people could not understand. And today, countless animals suffer because we choose not to understand. We call it necessity. We call it tradition. We call it progress. But beneath every excuse, the truth is the same: cruelty, repeated through the ages. Yet, there is another path. If history teaches us anything, it is this: fear blinds us, but compassion frees us. What if, instead of punishing what we don't understand, we chose to protect it? What if, instead of silencing the innocent, we chose to give them voice? The rooster of Basel cannot be saved. Its ashes are long scattered to the winds, but its story remains, as a warning and as a call to respect life in every form, a call to see animals not as monsters, not as property, but as fellow beings, deserving of dignity, because until we learn this, the flames of Basel will never truly die.
If this story touched you, share it with others so its lesson isn't forgotten. Subscribe the channel to watch more videos, and don't forget to tap the like button. It helps more people discover these forgotten tales. Thank you.